2013, the Winklevoss brothers tried to get a spot Bitcoin ETF. 4 years later, the SEC did deny it. But are we 48 hours away from a moment in history that will never be the same again? Bitcoin spot ETFs are coming very soon, and here is what everyone is talking about. We're going to take a look at exactly what is coming in the next 48 hours and what you should be prepared for in this video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for all the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. Smash that like button. YouTube loves it when you hit the like button. With that being said, let's take a look at the insane cryptocurrency market today. $1.73 trillion on the global market cap, 4.27% up overall. Now we're seeing alts not moving just yet, but I've got some interesting news for you at the end of the video, so stick around until I tell you about that. Bitcoin though broke 47,000. We actually rallied as high as 47,300 just over an hour ago on my live stream, 6.7% up on the day. And what's interesting, volume around 43 billion, and our overall market still at only $86 billion, 92% up, and BTC dominance 53.2. This is important as this is showing you where the money is flowing into the market, and it's flowing into Bitcoin. We will see the alts move, in my view. Likewise, we'll see Ethereum move, and I'll tell you all about that very soon. So what's going on then? What are people expecting? Obviously, today we saw all of those S1 filings completed, other than Hashdex. Now, Hashdex is a conversion, so therefore they don't need to file that S1 form. But ultimately, in summary, here is where we sit. So both Grayscale, ARK, iShares, Bitwise, all of those did ultimately fill their S1s in and then go into a fee war. And it's important to reference what these fees are. Ultimately, these are, owned, managed, however you want to call it, funds backed. Important here. You see physically backed here in the top by Bitcoin. Therefore, whatever is within that ETF has to be backed by that value of Bitcoin. Important. So what did we get on the back of it? What fees came out? Ultimately, Grayscale coming in at 1.5 originally. That looks like it may get reverted. They are looking to hedge a massive amount of volume into their Bitcoin ETF. But we see a lot of these with an initial waiver. What does this mean? Gets people in. The absolute desire here is first to the race. Ultimately, generally in this kind of instance, keeps the lion's share of the volume. That's why you see a lot of them with this waiver and then going back onto their original. So you see there, ARK21, Kathy Woods, super bullish on Fox Business early on, 0.25%, 0.3 over on iShares, 0.24 on Bitwise. You see that Grayscale there at 1.5%. Remember, that is also a conversion that's going through. Right up to the most being 0.9 on that Hashdex and the Valkyrie at 0.8. So good that we're all in. What are the fees for? It's important to reference what they use them for. Like I said, this is where there's a fees war going on. They want institutional money to get involved in their ETF. It's important. Ultimately, the immediate takeaway from today, BlackRock's 0.3 proposed fee, much lower than the industry was expecting. What does that tell you? $2 billion invested or coming in. We said that was the news coming out there. BlackRock might be on track to create history with a $2 billion inflow into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Ultimately, this then takes the lion's share. That makes it the biggest. It makes it the best. In theory, a lot of people will get involved. But when you take a look at what are those funds for? Well, exchange traded funds charge fees for all the work they do on behalf of investors, like buying assets, storing them, and rebalancing where necessary to keep true to their prospectus. This means investors would forego one-time transaction fees at an exchange for ongoing maintenance fees paid to the ETF issuer, and those fees could eat into returns, which is why they are keen watched and detail of the industry waits for an ETF approval. So again, they will be funded, they will be supported. That's why there is so much hype and excitement, not just from retail, but from these issuers, because there is a lot of money to be made. We already saw that gold ETF. What does that do? Ultimately, we saw that massive run up. A lot of people, like I said, speculating that we see a significant inflow, which ultimately benefits everybody. The debate will be how much Bitcoin is going to be bought. How much are we going to see backed? And like I said, a lot of people are incredibly bullish about what is going on. Like I said, it's been many years in the making until this get launched. So just on this, we expect a massive, massive run on volume. He who gets there first generally takes. You see there, Vanex Headed Digital stated BlackRock has over $2 billion lined up of incremental flows in the first week. This could make history. The biggest inflow in any spot ETF in a week could be insane. Vanek itself expecting 2.5 billion in trading volume in the first quarter, and ultimately we already know Bitwise seeding with $200 million. So you can kind of get a real sense of what's coming and ultimately what the news. So we await that approval. Everything is in. All the filings are done. Everything's set to go. There is nothing left on the table other than the SEC Gary Gensler to come out and ultimately approve these spot Bitcoin ETFs. Now, what is interesting, and I'm just going to try and bring this article up for you right now, is Gary Gensler putting out ultimately a tweet the other day. And I was talking about this on my live stream, which I thought was very interesting. He did put out this, says a thread, some things to keep in mind if you're considering investing in crypto assets. And I didn't really give it a second thought, but it's important here that he talks about crypto assets. Words are important. Shout out to Roshin for this, but words are important. That comes in. Very, very interesting that it now refers to them as crypto assets as opposed to cryptocurrencies or anything else. This is the man we need. This is the announcement it's got to come from. And that's, again, why we've seen this very bullish momentum right now on the market. We see big volatility potentially as those Bollinger Bands open up and volume significantly flows into the market as everyone hedges these. There is always a downside. They could be rejected. Trading could be paused if they absolutely go to sort of some crazy numbers. But at the minute, I think everything is pointing to an approval. Time will tell. The market, very bullish right now. And then don't forget, Ethereum, a lot of people are a bit disappointed. We're not seeing the alts move. Don't forget, Ethereum ETFs are coming. XRP ETFs will be coming and many, many more down the line. It is incredibly bullish, not just for Bitcoin right now, but the longer term movement of cryptocurrency. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you believe we're getting a launch on Wednesday, or an approval, excuse me, on Wednesday? Drop a yes if you think we're going to get an approval on Wednesday. Drop a no in the comments if you don't. And definitely check out some of the links in the description. If you want to trade futures or check out these indicators I use, all of those links in the description. Check them all out. As ever, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Smash the like button because YouTube loves it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.